You cry to heaven for help, then skip the warnings Archangel Michael brings you. This time, someone you love is in the middle of it, and time is running out to protect them. There is a cry that has already risen to the throne of heaven, and heaven has already answered it. You not think your prayers have gone unheard. Do not imagine your tears have been overlooked. The sound of your cry has pierced the heavens, and the response has been released. But child of God, the response has seemed delayed, not because heaven is silent, but because warnings have been ignored. Heaven does not delay without reason. When the message of caution is dismissed, when the voice of warning is skipped over, doors remain open that should have been shut, and the adversary uses that opening to strike at what is most precious. I, Michael, the messenger and defender, come with urgency, not to comfort you into complacency, but to awaken you into action. The trumpet of warning has been sounded, yet too many walk as though nothing is stirring in the unseen. Too many cover their ears with distraction. Too many drown the still small voice in noise. Yet heaven does not send warnings without weight. Every whisper carries life or death. Every nudge of the Spirit carries protection or loss. This message is not for all. It is for the ones who have felt a strange heaviness pressing on their spirit, for the ones who cannot shake the sense that something is shifting. You have felt it in your sleep, in your waking hours, in the sudden quickening of your heart. That weight you sense is not in vain. It is heaven attempting to turn your attention toward what lies ahead. But hear this. This time, it is not just about you. This time, someone you love is in the middle of it. Someone connected to your heart is standing in the crossfire of a storm that seeks to erupt. And if you walk blindly, ignoring the warnings, your silence becomes their vulnerability. Your neglect becomes their exposure. But if you hear, if you obey, if you walk in silence and stillness, then heaven will stretch its hand to cover them. Type "I am protected" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1717 is now surrounding you. Hear me now, beloved of heaven, for I do not speak from my own breath, but from the urgency of the throne itself. I, Michael, defender of the faithful, stand as heaven's sentinel, bringing you the message that could not wait another hour. Within the next 3 nights, something will attempt to rise. Within the shadows of your silence, a confrontation is forming. A test is preparing, and if you walk carelessly, it will catch you unaware. Delay is not safety. Delay is danger. Heaven interrupted my spirit to reach for you, because time is short and the weight of this moment cannot be dismissed. Too many walk through life asking for divine help, crying out for angelic covering, yet when heaven stretches forth the warning, they turn their face away as if it were nothing. But hear me, you who are awake in spirit. This message is not for the multitudes, not for the casual hearer, not for those who mock the unseen. No, this word is sealed for the few who feel the burning urgency pressing against their soul even now. I have been dispatched to call you into stillness. Stillness that is not weakness, but strength. Stillness that is not passivity, but holy defense. Do you not know that the fiercest battles are won in silence before they are ever fought in sight? Do you not see that the adversary feeds upon reaction, upon hastiness, upon careless speech? But heaven declares, be still, hold your peace, and watch the salvation of the Lord be revealed on your behalf. Within the next 3 nights, the adversary seeks to stir confusion. He desires to awaken in you fear, anger, or impatience, so that he may gain entry through your response. But the Lord of hosts has decreed that silence shall be your shield. Heaven fights in the space where you do not overstep. Heaven covers in the moments when you resist the temptation to act in your own strength. For what you silence in the flesh, Heaven amplifies in the Spirit. This is the holy pause. This is the moment where your obedience to quietness becomes your weapon. Do not despise this word. Do not dismiss this caution. For even now, I see the outlines of plots being formed, the whisperings in corners that you cannot hear, the stirrings of confrontation that would seek to entangle you. Yet, if you align with heaven's command, you will watch those whispers collapse. You will see the confrontation dissolve before it touches your home. This word demands your attention because it is not just about you. It is about the life of someone you love. They are caught in the edge of this battle, unaware of its depth, unaware of the danger circling them. Heaven has marked them for protection, but heaven has also marked you as the one called to stand still and silent so their covering may be secured. You are their shield by your obedience. You are their refuge by your stillness. Therefore, incline your ear, still your heart, and let every distraction fall away. The Lord has spoken, and I, Michael, carry his urgency. This moment is holy. This moment is final warning before movement in the unseen becomes movement in your sight. And in the days to come, you will know that heaven interrupted you not to frighten you, but to preserve what your heart cannot afford to lose. Type "I am shielded" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1919 is now released over your life. There are whispers you have not heard, conversations you were not invited into, and glances exchanged that you could not interpret. In the unseen, there are plots being formed against your peace, and in the natural, it is beginning to manifest as confusion, suspicion, and unrest. They sense something shifting around you, though they cannot place their finger on it. They notice the hand of heaven resting on your life, though they will never say it aloud. They feel the weight of divine favor, though envy blinds them from rejoicing with you. And because they cannot understand what they are witnessing, they speak against it in secret places, hoping their words might weaken what heaven has already secured. Beloved, have you not wondered why your dreams have felt unusual lately? Have you not noticed the heaviness in your heart, the sudden unease when certain faces appear, the strange silence in rooms that were once filled with laughter? This is not coincidence. This is not paranoia. This is spiritual disruption bleeding into your emotional realm. Heaven has allowed these signals to touch your awareness so you will not walk blind into what is being staged. Every strange dream, every unsettled thought, every moment of confusion is not your mind failing you. It is your spirit being stirred by what your eyes cannot see. You ask, why now? Why this urgency? Why then? And I tell you, it is because the adversary seeks to strike through those closest to your heart. The enemy knows that if he cannot move you directly, he will attempt to reach you through the ones you love. He is subtle, patient, weaving threads of misunderstanding, whispering half-truths, planting seeds of doubt. He makes allies appear as enemies and enemies appear as allies. His craft is confusion, and his aim is distraction. But heaven is pulling back the veil so you will not mistake the signs. You must not respond with panic, nor must you dismiss these signals as if they mean nothing. They mean everything. Heaven does not trouble your spirit without purpose. Heaven does not allow your dreams to carry warnings unless something is stirring. That heaviness you feel is not a burden to crush you. It is a shield pressing you toward alertness. That quickening in your heart is not random. It is the sound of heaven knocking on the door of your attention. Pay attention, child of light. The disruption you feel is not to harm you. It is to align you. Heaven has placed a hedge, but the hedge requires your awareness. Heaven has sent warning, but the warning requires your stillness. If you remain watchful, you will not be caught in the web they spin. If you remain obedient, you will see the very whispers meant to wound you collapse under the weight of God's justice. This is a holy interruption. Do not let the heaviness make you weary. Let it make you alert. Do not let the confusion lead you astray. Let it drive you to silence. And above all, do not forget, this time, someone you love is entangled in this. Their peace depends on your awareness. The covering depends on your obedience. And heaven will not allow their safety to be gambled with your distraction. Type "I am awake" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing Code 2020 is now activated over your household. Beloved, as heaven speaks through this word, remember, these messages are not given lightly. They are lifelines for souls who cry out in silence, who need divine confirmation that God is still moving on their behalf. When you sow into this mission, whether through a super thanks, membership, or even directly through the PayPal link in the description, you are not just giving, you are watering seeds that will bring deliverance to others. The word says, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy," and I declare this. Your giving becomes the oil that keeps the flame burning for those who cannot find their way in the dark. I feel this strongly. When you give, heaven does not overlook it. Heaven multiplies it. Let this moment be your act of faith, your prophetic response to the urgency of the hour. Release it now, and watch how heaven releases back to you in ways you cannot imagine. Hear me, child of heaven. What you are walking through is not ordinary. Do not mistake this season for mere coincidence or misfortune. What rises against you now is not flesh and blood, but powers, principalities, and unseen forces attempting to weave confusion into your relationships and sow division among those dearest to your heart. This is not simply human conflict. It is spiritual warfare disguised as ordinary strife. And if you continue to look at it through human eyes, you will misinterpret it and fight the wrong battle. The adversary knows the power of your calling. He knows the authority placed upon your life, and because he cannot strike you openly, he seeks to enter through the side doors of your relationships. He whispers into the ears of loved ones, twists intentions, magnifies small offenses, and distorts conversations until hearts are wounded and trust begins to fray. This is his tactic, to make you question those around you, to make you feel isolated, to turn your focus on the wrong enemy while he slips through the cracks unnoticed. But I tell you this, do not be deceived. Do not waste your strength fighting flesh. Fix your eyes on the real adversary, the ancient deceiver who has always sought to destroy what heaven has chosen. This battle is not about proving yourself right, nor is it about silencing the whispers of men. It is about holding fast to obedience when the storm swells. The truth is this: the enemy strikes hardest when you are closest to breakthrough. He raises storms when heaven is about to release elevation. The pressure you feel is not evidence of abandonment, it is evidence of calling. You are marked, chosen, sealed. And because of that mark, you have become a target. But hear this reassurance: heaven is not blind. Every plot is seen. Every hidden conversation is recorded. Every false accusation is measured. Heaven watches every silence you keep, every prayer you release, every act of restraint you choose. And with every act of obedience, the scales tilt in your favor. This is why I, Michael, have come to remind you that your silence is not weakness. It is strategy. Your stillness is not passivity. It is weaponry. The war you are in cannot be won by human hands. It can only be won by divine alignment. The enemy does not attack where there is no treasure. The intensity of this conflict is proof of the weight of your destiny. And do not forget this. The storm has not come to destroy you. It has come to reveal you. Heaven allows the shaking so the true foundation may stand. Heaven permits the testing so that your obedience may testify. And heaven is declaring even now, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment shall be condemned. Lift up your eyes beyond the storm. See the war for what it is. It is not about them. It is about the calling on your life. It is not about petty words. It is about your assignment. And as long as you stand still, as long as you hold fast, heaven's armies surround you, covering not only you, but also the one you love who is unknowingly caught in this crossfire. They are shielded because you refuse to fight in the flesh. They are preserved because you choose to let heaven fight for you. You are not abandoned in this conflict. You are surrounded. You are not defeated. You are defended. And soon you will see the storm turn to stillness, and you will know that obedience has secured victory. Type "I am covered" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2323 is now guarding your household. Child of light, incline your ear, for I must speak plainly now. There are movements in the shadows that are no longer content to remain hidden. What has been whispered in corners is preparing to reveal itself. What has been planned in secret is pressing toward confrontation. Within 72 hours, a rising will attempt to break into your peace. It will come suddenly, attempting to catch you unprepared, seeking to provoke, seeking to distract, seeking to entangle you in a conflict that is not yours to fight. I did not say this to instill fear, but to awaken vigilance. Fear paralyzes, but vigilance empowers. You must not be naive to the timing of this hour. Heaven has set boundaries, and those boundaries are being tested. The adversary pushes at the edges, probing for weakness, searching for reaction. He thrives on your haste. He waits for your slip of the tongue, your uncontrolled response, your unguarded word. That is why heaven is giving you warning, so that you will not be found unprepared when the storm attempts to knock on your door. Even now, you may have felt it, a sudden heaviness in your atmosphere, a shift in conversations, a change in how certain people act toward you. Perhaps you have noticed the unease of someone you love, as if they carry a weight they cannot explain. This is no coincidence. It is evidence that the storm is nearing, that pressure is mounting, that the unseen is preparing to manifest in the seen. And yet, if you remember these words, if you guard your spirit and remain still, the storm will not consume you. It will pass by, and those who planned it will be ensnared in their own devices. The Lord is faithful. He never allows a confrontation without sending a warning. This warning is your mercy. This warning is your shield. Heaven has already measured the attack, and heaven has already marked its boundaries. But your obedience determines how it passes over. If you step into the trap, you will feel the weight of it. But if you remain silent, if you remain watchful, heaven's armies will stand between you and the storm, turning it back before it reaches your threshold. Do not be unsettled by the time frame. Be prepared. These next 72 hours are not days of fear, but days of strategy. Watch your words. Guard your spirit. Keep your silence. For the adversary is hoping you will break posture, hoping you will lash out, hoping you will give him access through impatience. But you must deny him that entry. When you hold your peace, heaven fights for you. When you remain still, heaven surrounds your loved one who is caught in the crossfire. I tell you again, There's pressure building unseen in the spirit. It is like a storm gathering just beyond the horizon, waiting to break. But you are not at its mercy. You are covered by heaven's decree. The key is obedience. The key is silence. The key is stillness. If you hold fast, this storm will pass without touching you, and you will see how powerfully the hand of God preserves what is most dear to you. This is not the time to waver. This is not the time to dismiss the warning. This is the time to anchor yourself in stillness and trust that heaven has already gone before you. The adversary may rise, but he will fall. The storm may gather, but it will scatter. And when it does, you will know that you were preserved not by your own strength, but by the hand of the Almighty who sent this warning in love. Type "I am vigilant" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing Code 2424 is now covering your next 72 hours. Beloved, now that you have been warned of what is drawing near, you must also hear the instruction that preserves. For what good is a warning if no direction follows? Heaven does not expose a danger without also providing the shield. And I, Michael, stand as the bearer of that shield, carrying to you the command that secures your safety. Be still. Your silence is your shield. This is not the silence of fear. This is not the silence of defeat. This is the silence of strategy, the silence of warriors who understand that not every battle is fought with words or weapons. There are wars that can only be won by restraint, by withholding the impulse to respond, by allowing heaven to speak where you remain silent. Do you not know that when you hold your peace, the Lord himself contends with your adversaries? Do you not understand that your silence becomes the very stage upon which heaven demonstrates its power? Withdraw for a moment from the noise that surrounds you. Step back from arguments. Step back from fruitless conversations. Step back from the need to explain yourself. For every time you feel pressed to defend, every time you are tempted to lash out, know that the adversary waits eagerly for that reaction. He hopes to lure you into the snare of words that cannot be taken back. But silence disarms him. Silence shuts the door he is pressing against. Silence starves his schemes of oxygen until they collapse on themselves. Prayer will be your posture in these days. Not loud words, not long speeches, but whispered prayers in the secret place. Quiet listening in the stillness of your room. A heart bowed before the Lord, even when your lips do not move. For it is in this quiet exchange that heaven aligns you, strengthens you, and covers those you love. What you hold back in speech, heaven amplifies in power. What you surrender in silence, heaven multiplies in protection. Let this become your declaration. When I hold my peace, heaven fights for me. Say it until it becomes the rhythm of your spirit. Say it until your heart no longer trembles at the thought of being misunderstood or attacked. For you must understand, your defense does not come from your voice. Your safety does not rest in your argument. Your protection does not depend on your explanation. Your defense is divine. Your covering is supernatural. Your safety rests in the hands of the Almighty who has dispatched me to shield you. Do not despise stillness. Do not confuse silence with weakness. For in the realm of the Spirit, silence thunders louder than any human voice. Stillness shakes the adversary more than any display of rage. And obedience to this divine instruction releases a flood of angelic covering that no enemy can penetrate. Child of light, your loved one, yes, the one caught unknowingly in the middle of this, is being preserved because you choose silence. They will not be struck down because you held your ground in stillness. They will not be overtaken because you chose to withdraw and allow heaven to fight. Your restraint has become their refuge. Your obedience has become their shield. And soon, you will see that what the adversary meant for harm was turned into a testimony of preservation. Stand firm in this, beloved. Let this silence be your weapon. Let this stillness be your guard. For the God who called you has not abandoned you. He has armed you with divine strategy, and it is enough. Type "I am shielded by heaven" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2525 is now activated over your silence. Hear me now, beloved. You are not who they think you are anymore. The adversary has painted an old picture of you, one that no longer exists, one that no longer fits the vessel you have become. They look at you and expect weakness. They look at you and expect surrender. They look at you and expect the old patterns that used to define you. But heaven has declared a transformation over your life, and that declaration cannot be reversed. You are no longer the one who crumbles under pressure. You are the one who rises from it like fire from embers. Do you not perceive it? Even now, there is a flame within you that did not exist before. What once would have broken you has now built you. What once would have silenced you has now refined you. The silence you walk in is not the silence of defeat. It is the silence of strength, an unseen fire roaring within. A strength that is not your own but poured into you from the throne of God. You are covered in unseen wings. You are upheld by the everlasting arms. And though they whisper, though they plot, though they misinterpret, heaven is smiling upon your obedience, for heaven knows you are no longer the same. This trial is not your downfall. It is your unveiling. It is proof that you have been transformed. For gold cannot be proven without fire, and warriors cannot be revealed without battle. Every accusation, every disruption, every shadow that has risen against you is only highlighting the truth of who you are becoming. You are rising, beloved. You are rising into a level that no voice can diminish, no lie can overturn, no plot can undo. I see in you the wings of one who has been lifted above the storm. The enemy tried to entangle you in confusion, but heaven raised you into clarity. The adversary tried to pull you into conflict, but heaven clothed you with stillness. The darkness tried to drown you in despair, but heaven lit a fire within you that cannot be quenched. You are not who you were. You are not bound by yesterday. You are walking in the transformation that was written over you before you were even formed. Do not let their words bind you. Do not let their actions distract you. Do not let their unbelief confine you. The truth of your identity is written in the courts of heaven, and nothing they do can erase it. You are the chosen one, marked for victory, clothed in divine armor, rising with authority that no earthly tongue can challenge. And as you rise, those who doubted will see. Those who mocked will witness. Those who underestimated you will be forced to acknowledge that heaven was with you all along. This moment is not about surviving. It is about stepping into the empowerment of who you truly are. Heaven is not merely saving you from the storm. Heaven is elevating you through it. Your silence has not only preserved your loved one, it has revealed your transformation. Your stillness has not only been a shield, it has been a sign. You are living proof that obedience births power and surrender births strength. So rise, beloved. Rise in the authority given to you. Rise in the fire burning within you. Rise with the wings heaven has hidden in your spirit. For you are not who you used to be, and nothing, no storm, no whisper, no adversary, can drag you back to who you once were. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2626 is now igniting the fire within you. Beloved of heaven, do not mistake the pressure you are under for punishment. What you have endured is not a sign of rejection, but a confirmation of elevation. Heaven allows pressure when the moment of promotion is near. Heaven permits the testing because heaven is preparing to reveal what was hidden inside of you all along. Every tear you have shed, every sleepless night, every restless dream has not been wasted. They have been woven into the tapestry of your destiny, for you are being shaped for a greater assignment than you ever imagined. I, Michael, declare to you now, this is the unlocking. This is the moment heaven inscribes your name into records that cannot be erased. You are not being overlooked, you are being announced. And though men may not see it yet, though those closest to you may not understand it, heaven has decreed that your season of obscurity is closing and your season of revelation is opening. The trials you face are not random, they are prophetic signals. They point to the truth that heaven has weighed you and found you ready. The adversary would not rise so fiercely if the threshold were not so near. The whispers, the betrayals, the confusion, these are the last attempts to deter you before breakthrough bursts forth. Heaven has already written your victory, and the testing is the proof that the promise is ready to manifest. Do you not know that every chosen one walks through the valley before ascending the mountain? Do you not realize that every crown is forged in fire, every mantle is tested in silence, every elevation is proven by obedience? You, beloved, have been walking through the refining fire. And though it has been heavy, though it has been painful, though it has been confusing, heaven declares this day, you are coming forth as gold. The mantle is yours. The blessing is yours. The elevation is yours. This is not only about you. It is about the generations that follow you. The ones who will be covered because you chose obedience. The ones who will reap the blessing of your silence. You stand as the key. Your stillness has unlocked what was sealed. Your obedience has opened what was closed. And now, heaven is ready to release the promotion of favor, the divine recognition that has been waiting for its appointed time. Rejoice in this revelation. What seemed like delay was divine alignment. What felt like silence was sacred preparation. And now, the hour of unveiling is here. The trial was the final test, and your endurance has proven you worthy of what comes next. Beloved, this is not the end. It is the beginning of something greater than you have dreamed. Lift your head, for heaven's light is shining upon you. Raise your spirit, for heaven's hand is resting on you. And know this, the reason for the storm was not destruction, it was elevation. You have been hidden, but now you will be revealed. Type I am unlocked in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2727 is now releasing prophetic elevation over your life. Beloved, as heaven reveals this truth to you, I must remind you, this mission is more than words. It is a lifeline for souls on the edge of despair, for hearts crying out in secret. When you choose to support through Super Thanks, membership, or directly through the PayPal link in the description, you are sowing into the harvest of lives that will be pulled back from darkness by these messages. Scripture says, *give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not about sustaining a platform. It is about unlocking deliverance for others through your obedience. When you release a seed into this work, you step into prophetic alignment with the word you have just heard. Your giving becomes the oil that fuels this fire, ensuring the message continues to reach those who are desperate for God's touch. Beloved, do not hesitate. Respond as heaven stirs you now, and your seed will speak for you in ways you cannot yet see. Beloved of heaven, the hour has come where you must no longer sit as one waiting, but rise as one chosen. You have heard the warnings. You have endured the pressure. You have been still in obedience, and now the command is shifting. The Spirit of the Lord declares, Heaven waits for your yes. For all that has been spoken, all that has been promised, all that has been sealed over your life. It cannot be unlocked without your agreement. Destiny is never forced. It is activated. And it is activated through your voice, your declaration, your alignment. Heaven stands ready. Angels stand positioned. Blessings stand at the threshold, but they wait for your agreement. Every trial you endured was to bring you to this moment, a moment where hesitation must die and faith must speak. You cannot afford to remain silent now, for your silence will stall what has been prepared. You must declare it. You must align with it. You must activate it. Lift up your voice in faith and say, I am chosen. I am covered. I am rising. I am stepping into my assignment. I align with heaven's timing, and I will not miss my moment. Let these words not be empty phrases, but a covenant between your spirit and the God who called you. For when you declare with faith, the heavens respond. When you align your words with your destiny, doors swing open that no man can shut. This is your moment of divine activation. Do not look backward, for the past no longer defines you. Do not look sideways, for comparison will only distract you. Fix your eyes forward, for heaven is unveiling what has been hidden, and your yes is the key that turns the lock. Do not underestimate the power of obedience in this hour. Every act of surrender, every declaration of faith, every step into alignment becomes a weapon against the adversary and a shield for the ones you love. Do you not see it? The very storm that was meant to destroy you has become the wind that carries you higher. The very pressure that tried to break you has birthed resilience inside you. The very silence that felt heavy has become the seedbed of your power. And now heaven calls. Rise into it. Step into it. Activate it. This is not a time to retreat, not a time to hesitate, not a time to shrink back. This is the time to stand firm in who you are and what you have been anointed to carry. Beloved, your destiny is not waiting in the distance. It is waiting in your declaration. Say yes, and the way will open. Say yes, and protection will seal your household. Say yes, and the loved one entangled in this storm will be shielded under your obedience. This is how heaven partners with humanity, not by force, but by willing surrender. Rise into your assignment. Declare your alignment. Activate your destiny. For heaven has written your name in its record, and this is the hour where that record becomes reality. Do not delay, do not doubt, do not waver. Your yes changes everything. Type ISAYYS in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2828 is now opening your destiny. Beloved, while you sleep, heaven has not been silent. While you lie still in the night hours, the courts of heaven are alive with movement, and the armies of the Lord are negotiating on your behalf. There is a silent exchange taking place in the unseen, a trade you do not witness with your eyes, but one your spirit has already sensed. That restlessness you felt at midnight, that sudden stirring in your heart when all was quiet, that moment where peace seemed interrupted by a heaviness you could not explain, it was your spirit detecting the movement of heaven. Do not think for a moment that your prayers vanish into the air. Every whispered plea, Every groan too deep for words, every tear you released in silence has been gathered into heaven's bowls, and now those bowls are being poured out in your favor. What the adversary tried to steal is being retrieved. What the enemy thought was lost is being restored. There are contracts in the spirit being broken. There are snares being dismantled. There are chains being shattered, all without your physical involvement. This is the silent exchange. You may not see it with your natural eyes, but angels are at work. Even now, they are standing guard at thresholds you do not know exist. They are contending with forces that you could not withstand alone. Archangels are stationed over your household, over the life of the one you love, over the path ahead of you. And though you may feel like nothing is happening, everything is happening. Silence in the natural does not mean inactivity in the spirit. It means activity beyond your comprehension. There are things being transferred back into your possession that you didn't even know were taken. There are blessings being released that were once delayed, but are now accelerated. There are doors that were shut by the enemy's hand that are now being reopened by heaven's decree. The adversary thought he could negotiate your downfall, but heaven overruled. The enemy thought he could bargain with your destiny, but heaven stamped its seal. What was meant to be taken from you is being exchanged for greater. What was delayed is now being accelerated. This is why you have felt unsettled in your spirit. This is why you have awakened in the night with no explanation. This is why your heart has been stirred without clarity. Your spirit knew before your mind could comprehend. A holy transaction was taking place. And though it was unseen, it was not ineffective. Heaven does its greatest work in silence, and when the veil lifts, you will see the fruit of what was negotiated for you in the midnight hours. Do not lose heart because you cannot yet see. Trust that the exchange is already underway. Trust that the adversary's grip is being broken. Trust that your loved one, the one caught in the middle of this storm, is now under reinforced covering because of what heaven is settling even now. You may not have all the answers, but you have the assurance nothing that belongs to you is lost. Everything that was threatened is being secured. And what was nearly stolen is being divinely transferred back into your hands with increase. Rest in this, beloved. Heaven has been working while you have been waiting. And soon, what was done in silence will shout loudly in victory. Type IT is restored in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing Ode 2929 is now releasing divine restoration over your life. Hear this clearly. Justice is already in motion. What was spoken against you in secret has been heard in the courts of heaven, and the scales have already begun to shift. The enemy thought his schemes were hidden, but nothing escapes the gaze of the Almighty. Heaven has weighed the words. Heaven has measured the intent. Heaven has recorded every action, and now heaven has decreed, it shall not stand, every plan fashioned against you, every snare laid for your loved one, every whisper designed to wound, heaven has turned it back upon their own heads. Do not be deceived by appearances. It may look as though the adversary has the upper hand, but it is only the illusion before reversal. The same traps they dug for you, they will fall into themselves. The same snares they tied with words, their own tongues will entangle them. The same storm they stirred against your house will break upon their own. For the Lord has declared that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises in judgment will be condemned. This is not empty promise. It is divine justice in motion. Beloved, you must understand, reversal is not revenge. Reversal is restoration. It is the rebalancing of scales that have long been tilted by injustice. It is heaven's hand intervening to ensure that what was stolen returns with increase, that what was delayed comes back accelerated, that what was spoken in malice becomes the very evidence of your elevation. The adversary tried to use their words as a curse, but God is transforming those very words into testimony. What was meant to weaken you is being used to strengthen you. What was designed to discredit you is being turned into proof of your resilience. Do you not see? Heaven wastes nothing. Even the schemes of the enemy are recycled into blessings for the chosen. Even the darkest attacks become the soil in which favor grows. This is the justice of the Lord, that those who rise against his children will see their plans crumble, while his chosen rise untouched. And not only untouched, elevated, favored, marked with glory that no attack could erase. You have cried, you have endured, you have remained still in obedience, and now the moment of reversal is here. The covering over your loved one is secured, the schemes surrounding your name are collapsing, and the storm that threatened you is dissolving into nothingness. You will not only survive, you will be vindicated. You will not only be preserved, you will be honored. Heaven has set the stage for your vindication, and those who doubted will see it with their own eyes. So do not fear the noise, do not tremble at the rumors, do not flinch at the shadows. They cannot touch you. They cannot harm you. For divine justice is already unfolding, and reversal is already in your favor. The storm that was designed to bury you will become the testimony that elevates you. The words that were spoken against you will be silenced by the voice of the Almighty. And you will know that this was not your fight, but his fight, and he has never lost a battle. Stand in confidence, beloved. Justice is yours. Reversal is yours. Restoration is yours. And soon, the victory will not only be felt in your spirit, it will be seen by all who doubted you. Type Divine Justice in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3030 is now releasing reversal into your life. Beloved of heaven, hear this final word with the same urgency with which it is sent. The cry you released has not gone unanswered. Heaven has moved. Warnings have been delivered, and protection has been set in motion. From the very beginning, this was not simply about you. It was about the life of someone you love, the one caught in the middle of the storm. Heaven saw their vulnerability, heaven heard your cry, and heaven intervened. Now, peace is being released over your house. Covering is being sealed over your family. The adversary's schemes have been overturned, and the silence you kept has spoken louder than any word you could have uttered. You obeyed, and heaven has fought for you. You yielded, and heaven has shielded you. And now you can rest in this truth. Asterisk, you are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. Asterisk, this is your affirmation. Rise in silence, for heaven fights where your words cannot. Do not let your heart tremble with fear, for the one who covers you never slumbers nor sleeps. Do not let doubt steal your peace, for the armies of heaven stand guard over your threshold. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are chosen, and you are covered. So lift your head, beloved. Walk forward with confidence. The storm has passed, the warnings have been heeded, the protection has been secure. You are stepping into a season of peace, a season of restoration, a season where the favor of God will be undeniable upon your life. Hold this truth in your spirit. Your obedience preserves your loved one, and your faith has opened the gates of blessing. Rise with this affirmation upon your lips. Asterisk, I am sealed. I am seen. I am sent. Asterisk, and let this be your confidence as you step into the days ahead. Heaven fights for you. Heaven protects you, and heaven has already given you the victory. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3131 is now surrounding you with peace. Beloved, before we close, I must speak to your spirit about something greater than this moment. These messages are not mere words. They are prophetic assignments sent to rescue, to restore, and to realign lives with the heart of God. When you choose to give, whether through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not just offering support, you are sowing into the eternal impact of souls being reached. Scripture declares, "He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed." This is your chance to let your giving become a prophetic act, fueling the fire, ensuring that voices crying in silence will hear the word that lifts them. Do not delay. Heaven honors every seed released in faith, and I declare with authority that your giving will return to you as multiplied blessing. Step into this holy act now, and watch as heaven pours back into your life what no man could measure.